Howdy folks, welcome back to 50 Mile Arc. We're doing leg 7 of our 50 states tour today, where we take off and land in each of the 50 states. So today's Colorado. We're in the regular aero today. We probably should be in the turbo aero because we're in the mountains, but we're just going to try the regular aero, see how this goes. And we are going to take off at Gunnison-Crest Butte Regional Airport and fly west along the river to Montrose. And at first I thought, mountains, Colorado, cliche to fly in the mountains. Let's fly in the far west on like the plateau areas. But then I realized we're going to have so many plain states or states in the plains coming up. We might as well do some mountains. So it's compromised. We're kind of like on the west edge of the Colorado Rockies. And we are going to fly west further. So the elevation will be pretty high. I think we're still in the 10,000 range. Except we're not like in the big, deep valleys of the Rockies. We're going to be in a little valley flying west. So that's what I want to do for this flight. It's really short, 56 nautical miles. That's it. We are going to use a GPS just to have a place to aim for, but we're pretty much just going to be visual along the river. When we do get to Montrose, we will just fly over the center of the airport and then land based on the weather. The weather right now, real world weather, is turned on. There just aren't any clouds. It's like an 8-knot wind or something. So we will get the direction from the map and then choose a runway that way. And then we will do the same thing at our destination. So let's get this thing started. I think that's all I needed to say. I'm actually trying to think what runway numbers these are, but we'll look that up too. So let's actually just hop inside like so. Let's pull up the map. I'm curious what this weather is like according to the map. Oh, we do have a couple runway choices. We have a small runway too. All right, so if we pull up the map, what do we got? Wind calm. It said 8 knots when I loaded it, but now it's calm. So it doesn't matter where we take off from. We'll just pick a runway. See, we're at 7,000 feet, so we're kind of high up, but not in like the 14,000 foot range. So anyway, point being the regular aero should work for us. So anyway, let's see. Altimeter, will come back to that. I just want to get the weather. It's a lot less exciting than I thought it was, but at least it's real world weather, so that's nice. All right, what we got to do first, get this thing going. We got to get some people in here. Actually, let's hop outside because we're going to shut the baggage doors and stuff in a moment. So let's see. We want to get our fuel and our weight set, and we have a menu around here somewhere. I've hidden it. There we go. I think it's this one. Yes, it is. All right, let's see. We got myself. I had some ice cream this week, so I'm up to like 205. And our friend is with us, and we have some other friends who want to come with us. There we go. Get 4 adults in there, like 4 actual adults, and some water. Alrighty, let's do half full fuel, and that's it for that. So let's see. I guess we're gonna go back inside. Where's the menu? There it is. So you can hide this menu with the scroll wheel. So anyway, all right, let's see. Parking brake should be set. Let me see where's on there. There it is, down there at the bottom. All the controls back to idle, and they are. Battery can come on. I think it's the left one. Whoop, no, click spot. There we go. Battery is on. Check the fuel gauges. And we got more than enough fuel for this trip. Our lights should be on up here, and they are. Battery can come off now. And let's see, trim set to neutral. Trim set to neutral. Which way? Oh, it's fast to use a scroll wheel, isn't it? That's just, or my, not scroll wheel, trim wheel on my yoke. There you go. Where am I on my list? Recharge the battery if we need to. Let's check it out. Is it that one? There we go. Battery's at 12. No spark plug following. Nothing to do there. Check spark plug following. Just did. Auto switch for the tanks, and it is. That's because the fuel is in the wings, and you need to switch tanks every 15 to 20 minutes, depending who you talk to keep it balanced. But the sim will do it for you. Just one less thing to worry about. Now we can hop outside, which is what I meant to do a long time ago. And we will find my doggone thing. Close the baggage door. I have removed chocks, but they remove themselves. So, okay, I got to put that in part of my checklist because it's removing itself, so I don't get even a chance to do it. I think, should I try to close this ourselves? Yeah, doesn't work. It's easier just to do that. Oh, it latches itself too. Okay, but we just latch it up here as well. Fuel tank to left fuel, which is the first one. Props forward a quarter, or props forward. Props forward. Throttle a quarter. Forward alt air is closed, and it is. Confirm the avionics are off, and they are. Battery can turn back on. We need to come back over here to do this. Where's my click spot? There it is. Fuel pump to on, which is right there. Mixture. Full rich. Confirm fuel flow. And yep, it sure looks like it to me. Yo, clear prop out the window. Clear prop. There we go. Engine key to spin and let go, I believe. There we go. Simple as that. People are complaining on the forums that this airplane starts too easy compared to real life. And that may or may not be the case. But, again, it's a simulator. We do what we can. It's what you make of it. Alright, oil pressure, fuel pressure in the green. Temperature's coming up in the green. Alternator switch can come on now. That's that other red one. If I can get to it from here, I cannot. Let's come over here. There we go. Alright, make sure the annunciator lights went out. And they did. And then the throttle's back to 1400 to 1500. What? Throttles to 14 to 15. I'm actually lower than I want to be then. Okay, let's bring them up a little bit. 14 to 15. Make sure suction is between 4 and 5. That's up here on the top left, and it is. Lean the mixture to avoid spark plug following, but not all the way back to cutoff. There we go. Come over here, turn on our avionics now. That's a power button for that one. This one is on already, it looks like. That is 2, it looks like. This I can't turn on anymore. I haven't researched it yet. I apologize. This will do an ADF. We don't have one. Voltron anyway. And what are we going to do here? Fuel tank left to right to back to make sure that they work. And they do. Sync gyros I already did. Altimeter barometer. Here we go. Pull our map back up. 3043. We can use either runway. 3043. I need a preset just for this thing. I can never see that. 30. Oh my gosh, we got a long way to go. 4, 2, 3. 3043. 3043. Okay, we got that. Flight plan in the GPS. Not really a flight plan. Just a matter of the destination. Whoops, what did I do? Delete flight plan, not approach. There we go. Push this, move that down, and we are going to Montrose, which is Kilo Mike Tango Juliet. So there's Kilo Mike Tango Juliet. There we go. Let's go direct to this place. Activate it. You're darn right we will. I don't think we're going to see anything yet. Oh yeah, we will. Cool. 44.8 it says there. I have 56 written down, so that's a 12 nautical mile difference from Google to the sim, but that's okay. So there's a river that goes along here. We're just going to follow the river like this. Fly over the airfield and pick a runway based on weather when we get there, which means we'll check the map weather as we get closer. So that's it for the flight plan. Super simple. Taxi time. No taxi lights, I guess. I don't see taxi lights. I just see Pytot heat landing lights and beacon. Those beacons should be on, shouldn't they? Did I miss that in my checklist? Yep, right above fuel pump. Turn on beacon and rotary. Oh well. Maybe I should have large print checklists because I miss things every time. Otherwise, it is taxi time. Let's get a set of flaps down and hop outside, I guess, and pick a runway. Take parking brake off. Mixture is still back to avoid fouling. And let's just go out here. Can we taxi along this way though? Is there a taxiway parallel to the runway? There is. Let's just do that. Just, whoa, pick up speed. Enjoy the mountains on our way. Dilly dally, dilly dally. I've said this before, but I've watched these things taxi in real life and they go so fast. They just haul. I don't know if they're supposed to, but that's what I've seen. And it's really hard to stay on the line when you're moving a camera around. Alright, this is really bizarre. Alright, so this is like the ILS stop or something. Alrighty, oh my gosh. What, do I have to recalibrate my yoke again? I do. I'm all over the place. I cannot control this thing. So I'm going to get to the end of the runway. Oh my gosh, it's going wherever it wants. I'm going to get to the end of the runway, recalibrate my yoke, and I'll see you there. Alright, after a 5-minute taxiing, calibrating my yoke again, which is strange because I have to calibrate my yoke every time I start the sim now. I should probably go to Windows and check too, because as the yoke calibration screen is up, the roll and yaw axes flicker left and right really fast, so there's like some noise or something going on, so I'm going to have to go to Windows and play with it, but not right now. That is for another day. We're sitting here sideways because we're facing to the wind because we're going to do a run-up today. We haven't done a run-up in this thing in a couple months, so it's due for a run-up. So we're going to put into the wind, and we're going to set the parking brake wherever my parking brake preset is. Parking brake is set. Props full forward, mixer forward, throttle 2000, which is about there. Meg's left, right, so Meg left, Meg right, back to both. This should go back both in between. I have that written down. Left both, right both. It should be whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, they're working. They're working. Gyros way up. Oil temp, oil pressures are where they should be. The amps are where they should be. We're going to test the lights. I think we push this. Yep, test the lights. Good. And we push somewhere else, I thought. Here we go. Yep, test those lights. Good. Mixture still full rich, and it is. Props back. Then forward. Then back and forward. No RPM drop, and we did. Back to forward, and they are. Alt-Air to open. Like this. Confirm manifold pressure. We have to come back here for that. Good. Alt-Air open. Put back to close. Fuel pump off, which we can't get to. There we go. Confirm fuel pressure is still in the green. And we're good there. Fuel pump back on. No, wait. Throttle to idle. Confirm it idles. Okay. Alright. Before takeoff, battery and alt switches to on. They already are. Fuel pump comes back on. Alt-Air to close. Props forward. Mixer forward. Flaps 10 degrees. They are. Magnetos to both. They are. We can put that back in now. Landing lights. On. Pitot heat. On. Confirm trim is in the middle. We already did that before. Confirm the doors. Oh, don't stall. Confirm the doors are locked and latched. Locked and latched. What else? Heading bug in case I screw up autopilot. I think I can push it and I can. Except we gotta get on the runway for that. Autopilot, we're not, well, if we use autopilot, it'll be at the whim of the pilot, which is me. Let's hop out to the runway and then we'll reset the heading bug. That seems kind of off. There we go. Alright, let's head out here on the runway. Oh, fuel tank switch. Do you hear that? Oh, yes. Now I can taxi just fine. Oh, nice. Calibrating the yoke helped. Why it's not holding this calibration every time I start the sim, I don't know. But I'm not going to worry about it right now. Like I said, it's probably a Windows thing at this point. You know, it started happening when Windows did the big April update. Alright, so I probably do have to do some work in Windows. I thought I already did. Otherwise, I think we're ready to roll here. We're just going to keep it rolling. Yeah, no autopilot to set up. Now we'll hit the heading bug in case I screw up and come back here to start the clock. And let's get out of here. We're just going to follow that GPS line a little bit until I locate the river. Then we're just going to follow the river. Circle of destination land. Short flight today. I'm going to do a whole bunch of short flights in a row, I think. That's my plan. I've been doing these 150, 200 nautical mile flights. I'm going to do a whole bunch of short ones, I think. Alright, about ready here to pop off the ground. Pop up. Come on. Back. There you go. There we go. Positive rate. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of wind. Winds are not calm. Winds are definitely not calm. Gear coming in. Flaps coming in. I'm having this weird thing where I'm only going left again. I'm having some serious problems with my yoke. Has to be a Windows thing. It has to be. Alright, gears up, props are in. Props, did I say props twice? Gears up, flaps are in. Let's keep this out of the red here. And then we'll set our cruise in a moment. Bring in props and throttles back, get out of the red. We'll set our cruise in a moment. I think this is our river right here. I do not know the area. So we'll probably be using the map a little bit, even though we have GPS. But let's follow our GPS out of here until we know where we are and get some altitude. And then we'll have a look around and see. Now keep in mind, we probably should have used the turbo arrow for this, because we're in the mountains and we have to climb quickly to get over these mountains. And we started at a high altitude, but we'll be fine in this one. I don't know if that's the river that we're following. For GPS is straight. Maybe that's the river we're following. We'll have to see. Anyway, let's climb a little bit more, do a little bit of sightseeing, then we'll get the props and manifold pressure into cruise. So I'm thinking this is the river that we're supposed to be following. It's just, compared to what it looked like in Google Maps, it looks a lot smaller than I expected, but I mean, it's going in the same direction we are. So we're just going to follow this river around, but just make a note of our GPS that we're going to be a little off track. And this will keep us between these mountains, which was my plan. I want to be between those mountains and between these mountains. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to get ready for cruise. I mean, we're going to keep climbing, of course, but when I'm ready to cruise, what do we need to do here? Gear up, fuel pump off, landing lights off. We're going to keep the landing lights on, but we will turn the fuel pump off right now. If I can find the right spot. There we go. All right, so for cruise, it's what? Throttles on 23, props at 22. So throttles come down to 23, which are way lower than they need to be. So there's... You can't even get it up to 23. Let's just bring props back to 22 then. I can't even get my manifold up to 23. Okay, so we're just going to keep gunning. I mean, we are 9,400 feet above sea level, so that would not be a big shocker, but you're supposed to be up to 23. So we'll keep it at 22. 22 and 22 it is, because that's all I can get out of this thing. Alrighty, so we are set now. All we're going to do is just follow GPS. When we see our destination or get close to it, we'll pull up the map, get the landing barometer, and weather at that airport to pick a runway. Otherwise, I'm just going to try to hand fly. If I have to do some of the autopilot, I will. Like, it would just be heading, hold, and alt hold if I have to, if I'm having a hard time sightseeing. Otherwise, yeah, see, we're getting kind of slow. This is not the airplane for this for this type of flying, but we're gonna do it anyway. Anyway, now the river looks a little bit more like I was expecting, so we're just gonna follow the river. I think we're gonna stay not much higher than this. In fact, you know what? I'm just gonna do this with you. I'm just going to do heading, hold, push. Thank you. Heading, hold, and we'll do alt hold at 10,000 feet. And it's gonna be a slow flight. We can't get much speed up here, so let's see. So let's just pull up autopilot. It's easier to do it like this. Bring you down there. So what we're gonna do is we'll do heading on and autopilot turns on, and then right now at 10,000 we'll hit the Piper logo, and it's going to hold us at 10,000 feet. There we go. So all I need to do now is use our heading bug to navigate us, and the reason why I'm doing this is simply so I can do some sightseeing with you all. So anyway, we're going to try to follow this valley because obviously the surrounding terrain is much taller than we are, so we have to be very careful. We'll keep an eye on this GPS to get our destination so we know where we are. Otherwise, time for some sightseeing, and I'll catch you when it's time to check weather at our destination. Alright, so we're just still following the river here, and the river cuts down, but the train picks up a little bit. So let's check our map now and see what we got going on. So we're kind of navigating around these mountains. There's more water in front of us. Our airport is here, and airport elevation is only 5,700 feet. So even though this train around us is climbing, we're 5,000 feet above the airport, which is coming up soon. So anyway, let's get ready for it. Wind calm, so we'll just pick a runway. 30, 34, I think that's where we are, right? Already? 30, 30, no, we're way above that. So 30, 32, 34. There we go. I think that's right. That's what I said, right? 30, 34, wind's calm. Alright, so now it's just a matter of finding this place. Looks like if we follow the GPS, we'll have problems, because the GPS is going to take us over these high mountains. So we're going to have to follow this other part of the river, avoid some terrain, and then it looks like it drops off, and that's how we get down to 5,000 feet. So we're pretty much glued to this map, I think, to help us get around this terrain. And then the GPS, it really isn't going to help us right now, because it's going to take us right over these mountains, and we're too low for that. So we're just going to keep on going along here like this, following this river valley nice and tightly by using the heading bug. We're not going to fly into the valley though, that's a little bit risky. But we're pretty close to this terrain. Although if you look out here, it does look like it does drop off, and our better airport's right after that drop off. So we're just going to tightly follow this river. If I can get my heading bug to spin on. Geez, scroll wheel. Love it and hate it. Yeah, we're just going to tightly follow this river until we reach that drop off, and then we should be pretty close to our airport. Hopefully we see it, because we got to come down 5,000 feet. We might have to circle then, because, well, I guess 4,300 feet, but we'll probably circle, pick a runway, and that's all there is to it. Landing lights are already on. Truly for flaps or gear or anything, so I'll catch you a little bit longer, a little bit sooner, in a little bit. Catch you soon. Alright, airport is in sight. It's straight off the nose, and I think we'll just take runway 31. But let's have a look around first outside. So the train is dropping off as expected, and we really avoided some tall train by following that river, although I would still think we were cutting it pretty close. But anyway, it worked out just fine, and that's where it drops off, our 5,000 feet. So we'll start coming down in a moment here. I think what we'll do is we'll swing to the left and then start dropping down, and then land at our airport. I don't know why my sim is stalling, probably updating weather even though it's clear skies. But our airport, if we take out the binoculars, it should be right there. There we go. We're aimed right at runway 31, what I believe is runway 31. So let's go to the left a little bit, and then we can start coming down. So let's click on the Piper logo. That'll kill Alt Hold and bring back throttles a little bit. And it's going to slow us down to drop us. We're climbing for some reason. That's strange. So let's see what it's going to do. Okay, it's going to do something. Because you'd think if we're on Alt Hold, it'd be trimmed for a certain speed. So bringing back throttles would just descend us, right? Now it is. Weird. Okay. So we are at 10,000 feet. We need to come down 5,000 feet. and then turn on the final. Now I don't know the area, so I'm just assuming we'll be able to see the runway. Oh boy. See the runway when we turn on the final here. We might have to give ourselves a little bit more room. I'm just going to kill autopilot and hand fly at this point. So I'm bringing this out a little bit more, so we have more room to come down while avoiding terrain, of course. And that's how we're going to approach this thing. We're not going to do flaps or gear yet. We can props a little, or props forward a little bit. Keep them out of the red though. There we go. Alright, let's get ready to land this plane. How long has it been? Let's get our yokes back in. 21 minutes. So it's actually been a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I thought it would be like a 10-minute flight. That's okay. So, airport's up there. You can't really see it because that pillar's in the way. But it's out there somewhere. We'll just make our turn now. And see if we see the runway. We'll use the GPS to point towards the airport. Because I don't see it yet. There's a city up there in front of us, but that's not the airport, is it? There's the airport. I think, yep. Alright, so we're aimed at it, but we're a little bit right of the runway. So let's keep coming down, coming down, coming down. Alright, that's about as good approach as any in terms of ready for flaps and gear. So gear down, first set of flaps, props forward. Then lights already on. Fuel pump should come back on now, in case we have to goose it. It's mad at me for having throttles back too far. This plane does not want your throttles back too far. Even if you're descending, it'll beep at you. So I think I'm pretty sure I have the runway in sight. We're at about a 30-degree angle to it or so. So we're just going to keep going until we're lined up with it. Approach speeds. Where are approach speeds? 110, 100, 85, 75. So we're at 90, so we're at none of those. So we'll just keep where we are. I think I got the runway angle set up to the right here. As long as I'm not looking at the taxiway. Yep, Pappy just popped into view, so I know that's the runway. We got 2 and 2, it looks like. So we're going to increase throttle a little bit so we don't descend quite as quickly. But not too bad, considering we have no idea any information about the area other than it's in the mountains and a flat spot. So far, so good. Looks like we might be all red on the Pappy, so let's get a little bit more throttle to slow down our descent. Remember, use throttle for descent rate, pitch for speed. So, yeah, a lot more throttle here because we're still descending. Remember, we're, 6,500 feet up, so air's kind of thin. Again, this is not the correct airplane for this, but so be it. Yeah, we're still all red. Alrighty, so I'm going to pitch up to slow us down. Throttle's back to keep us just shy of 500 foot-percent descent. And can we look around one more time? We're hand flying though, so we have to make it quick. Just a quick circle of the airplane over the suburbs of Montrose. Nice, okay. How much did I screw up? Not terribly bad, but a little bit. Alright, so let's slow this thing down to 85 so we get the next set of flaps. Pitch up for speed to slow us down. Throttles back so we keep descending. And the second set of flaps now. And we'll float. And we want to touch down at 75 knots with third set of flaps, props, or throttles at idle. I feel like we're disturbing all these neighbors in this neighborhood. But I think we'll be okay. This train is awesome though. The high mountains, and all of a sudden you just kind of drop down to this flat area, and then mountains again. Alright, we're at touchdown now because I'm too busy yapping. We don't want to go that slowly. Touchdown speed, I mean. Alright, let's see. Yeah, there's a little bit of wind. We're getting blown a little bit to the left. Goodness gracious, or a lot to the left. That might be my yoke again, though. My yoke is almost all the way to the right, or it was. Alright, let's see here. Alright, third set of flaps will float, cause more drag. Alright, sorry for the weird cut in the video, but I just had a yoke problem and then my simulator crashed, so I flew us back to this point because the rest of the flight went so well. We're going to try to land this thing. Hopefully my yoke doesn't crash something. So here we go. Throttle's back. We're going to touch down smoothly here. And we should be able to hold it off. There we go. That was super strange. Just as I was touching down before, the airplane spun to the left. My yoke would not go right, and the sim crashed. But the flight went too well to redo the whole thing, so I just got us back to touchdown. Sorry for the very strange edit. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to go to Windows and fix stuff. This looks like a taxiway, but it's a runway. There's some white dots on there. It's like a runway under construction or something. I just don't know where the turnoffs are here. Let's see. There we go. There's a turnoff. Let's slow this thing down. Flaps are already in. Let's pull off and get this thing set up to taxi back. Oh, don't stall on me. Come on. So here we go. What do we want to do? We want to turn off those landing lights. There we go. And we want to stop the clock. And we want to bring mixture back to low, lean, so it doesn't follow the spark plugs. And a little bit more throttle, get out of here. And let's hop outside and see where we're going to go. Looks like we just have a 2D airport, so let's park by those other planes. Alright, let's just come over here and stop. Are we going to be able to stop on this? Yes, we do stop on this one. Set the parking brake, and then what is our shutdown checklist? Hop over here. Pitot heat to off, fuel pump to off, mixture to cut off, mags to off. There we go. Avionics off. I was supposed to do that first, I think. Move these over. I can see them all from here. There we go. Alternator to off, which is here. Those should have come off too. And battery to off. Fuel tank selector to off. Which way is it? Come on, give me a fuel tank. There we go. Open the doors. We're actually going to do this one from here. Unlatch that and pop this thing open. And the static elements and the baggage door. There we go. We have landed safely. Still in the mountains. We're still 5,000 feet above sea level. But not much to look at. We're on like this, not really a plateau. It's just a flat area. A plateau would have drop-offs. So anyway, that is it. That's our Colorado flight for the 50-state series. Next, we're going to Connecticut. Another short flight plan there. We'll probably use the same plane, I think. But I'm going to hop out to Windows and try to fix the calibration of my game controller, which would be my yoke. If you found my channel from accident, please like, please subscribe. If you're a regular subscriber, thank you for your continuing support. If you have any requests for this 50-state series for when I get to your state, leave them in the comments below and I'll try to accommodate them. Until then, catch you on the next one.